Hey everybody, it's Casey from CaseyFriday.com. Now I know one of my least favorite things personally is when I come to you with a video and I don't really have a lot of new things to show you, but I figured, what the hell, I'm building a tiny house, you probably want to see videos anyway. So I'm going to go ahead and show you some things. First up is my RetroMod 5G 64 gig SD card in there, about 60 gigabytes usable, and it's got some audiophile Silmic 2 capacitors and a high-pass filter at 20 Hertz. I'm really excited about that because my retro sonic fidelity business is getting more traction and a lot of people are pretty interested in it. And I've just put my 128 gig 3rd gen original iPod Classic on eBay because it's not really getting any traffic on the website, so I figured I'd let people know about it on eBay. If you're interested in any sort of iPod conversion, old school iPods, just let me know. I don't really work on anything newer than the 5th gen, which is that one that came out in about 2005. I haven't tried to work on the 6th and 7th gen, which the 7th gen is the current iPod Classic that's on Apple.com for 160 gigs, and I just don't have any interest in working on that because it's pretty close quarters and tight in there. But these iPods, I can take stuff out of them and really make them awesome. So today, what I will be doing in this house, I have so many plans and things I want to do, but this is the hot water heater. So this is what I'm going to be focusing on. This is an EcoTemp liquid propane hot water heater. And you can tell because the model number, I'm trying to see if it's over here. Well, there you go, LPG. I think that means liquid propane gas. And the right side, NG, is natural gas. L might stand for something else, and G might stand for something else, but nonetheless, this is the propane model. It's a little bit more expensive as of this video than the natural gas version. And I paid $330, free shipping from Amazon. It's been cheaper, but I've really needed to get this thing because it's gonna go right down there. And I really need to get the positioning figured out so I can put a header in this bathroom wall to mount the thing and to figure out where the exhaust is going to go out the wall right here and just get everything figured out. So it was really necessary that I purchase the thing because there's only so much you can figure out from manuals online and seeing different values of things. But now that I actually have the exhaust vent and everything, I can measure the pipe and see what sort of hole I need to drill to get outside the house with that exhaust, and I can see where it's going to go on this wall and sort of guess, you know, what size our counters are going to be and how far out the sink area is going to come, which I'm pretty sure we decided on something like 24 inches, and I don't remember how far these studs are apart. I think I just put this middle one exactly dead center of the other two. So what I'm going to be doing today is opening this bad boy up, and I might as well just do an unboxing here. I've always wanted to do an unboxing, but you know, the main thing I purchase is Mac products, and there are a lot of people better at unboxing than I am, so I figure why even do an unboxing on a Mac product. I'll do this. Here we go. This is the EcoTemp liquid propane water heater. It's tankless. This bit right here is going to go either on the outside on the wall or on the inside of the wall. I'm trying to remember how Macy Miller's looked when she installed it. I'm not quite sure. Now this guy is the vent that will actually go outdoors. So if I know the images properly, this bit is going to go on the top of the hot water heater and sit, you know, sort of like this, and then go straight out the wall somewhere. And it looks like it'll fit through there, so I might even do it through that guy. It'll be incredibly hard to drill a hole right there though, so maybe not. That's how this is going to work. This will go on top of the water heater on its exhaust. And then what else do we have here? Okay, well that answers my question. One of these is for the inside and one of them is for the outside. And here is the water heater itself. Well, this guy is incredibly heavy. I did not expect this to be as heavy as it is, but that won't be a problem because I'm building this house so I can reinforce it any way I see fit. So this is the exhaust output on the top. That's that little thing that's going to connect to this pipe. So this will come down into there, and it looks like that fits perfectly. And then this will go outdoors somehow. I haven't quite yet decided how that's going to work. And then on the bottom, we've got, it looks like the water temperature regulator and the gas regulator. So it looks like you can determine how much gas is being burned and then what the temperature of the water is. It seems sort of redundant, but I'm sure I'll figure it out once I hook this thing up. And the nice thing is I installed my water outlets here. These are called drop tees, and I installed them so that they line up correctly with the input and the output on the bottom of this thing. And I don't remember right now The top one is the hot water, and then this one down here is the input water line, because you can see it's on the bottom on that wall, and the one on the bottom goes all the way to the outside of the house. So that's going to be the water coming in from our rainwater catch tanks and water pump. So the water input will be on the left side down, the right side down here, and then the water output is on the left, and then the gas is in the middle. So the other thing I have to do today is drill a hole through the floor for the gas input. And I was really worried about needing to do that inside this bathroom wall area, but what I might do is either do it on this side and just do some 90-degree tees and go through this stud and then carry the rest of it up and around this bathroom wall and then to that side where the oven is going to be, because I'm going to need a propane outlet over there. But the other thing I might do is just go straight through the floor right here, because this is all going to be inside a cabinet and it's not super important that this is all hidden and fancy. You know, if you're gonna do it, go big or go home, so I might do it fancy anyway. You can see that this has some mounting brackets on the top right here, so I'm definitely going to install a header on the top end where this is gonna go in. And then as far as the bottom end, I don't think that's gonna be possible, but I might be able to do it. It just depends on how high this thing goes, because I want to make sure that this stays underneath the kitchen sink and still is able to be vented to the outside of the house. So today is all about figuring out how to get the propane coming in the house and how to get it hooked up properly. As you can tell by my sweat, it is summer in Texas again. It's getting hot and I love it. I love the heat. Only when it's really hot though. Not when it's just a little bit hot. I like it to be really hot. But there's a nice breeze. I got the windows open in the house. I even opened the upstairs windows, and I don't show you that often. So why don't we check out the upstairs? Look how nice and bright this is. So I got those windows open. I'm still gonna have to climb up on the roof and take the skylights out, because those damn skylights have so many extra things to purchase, and the blackout shades that I purchased require a blackout shade accessory tray that needs to go in the top of that frame, but before the skylights are put in. So unfortunately I'm gonna have to pull them up and get rid of the tacky tape that's sticking them down to where they are. Anything else exciting since I've last made a video? I have nail plates everywhere, so all the wires are completely protected. That's the next thing I'm gonna do, is do continuity tests. So I will be tying together a black and a white wire, which is hot and neutral, right here. And then I'm gonna go all the way around to the back, and I'm gonna test them where they're coming out right here and put my voltmeter between a black and a white wire and see if there's continuity, which means the wires are good all the way to wherever they're located. So I'm gonna do it one at a time, starting with the outlets closest to the circuit breaker, and then I'll go to the next light. And as I do this, I'm gonna tie the neutral and the hot together on each one of these. Then I'll go to the next one, which one of them is down there, and I'm gonna test that one. And basically, since I will have tied these together, the neutral and the hot, they should still be tied together all the way to here. So then I'll just continue to test all the way around, and I'll be taking the outlets out that I've installed, including the switches. I'll be removing all these because they're gonna need to be removed for drywalling anyway. And then I'll be able to test if the wires are all continuous, which means there are no tears or rips. I'd really rather test this before I close it all up anyway. I did put some Lowe's house wrap on the one that's coming from the outside, so that I remember when this is all done which is coming from the outside of the house. And I called the cable company. Well, I guess they're not really a cable company, it's fiber optic to the home, which is nice. I called them and asked them, there's a wire, if you remember at the piece of property when I made that video, there's a wire coming down to the cabin that exists on the land. That wire is only about 9 feet high, and this house is 13.5 feet high, so I can't back the house in to our property without removing that. So they said that they removed that and changed the demarcation point to right at the bottom of the telephone pole. I can just tap my Ethernet directly from that box. And I don't really know what that box is, but I saw it on the cabin. It's got Ethernet out and it's got cable out. So I'm figuring, I don't know, maybe you don't need a modem with fiber to the home. Maybe you only need a modem with cable internet. It's gonna be nice to be able to tap that right there and then just bring it in right here. And another exciting piece of information, you see that orange wire down there, at least I think you do. Yeah, there you go. That is going out to the air conditioner line to provide power to the mini split AC that I purchased, and Jessica and I finally made a decision on that. So I bought one, and it's an LG model, and I'm really excited that that decision is done, because I have to say, you know, building this house, There are some things that have been really hard about this, like cutting out the rough openings for the upstairs windows, leaning over the roof and holding a 15-pound circular saw before I got wise and purchased a 18-volt one. That was really freaking hard. I mean, there have been some really hard things about building this house, but the hardest things by far are making the decisions that you need to make. This is very small, but this is an entire house, and it has all of the amenities that a regular house has, and even more, because I'm building audio and Ethernet, networking into the walls. The decision-making process is ridiculous when doing this. Things like picking out the air conditioner, weeks of decision making. If you talked about the hours, probably over 20 to 30, maybe even 40 hours just browsing internet sites, trying to find reviews, which there are none, by the way. There are no reviews of mini-split ductless air conditioning systems. So I'll be doing a review of that once we get that installed. And it's going to be going right up here on the wall, and I've installed the headers for that. I posted some photos to CaseyFriday.com showing that I got that done, and I was really excited about that. So that's exactly where the rail is going to be mounted that will hold the mini split AC, which is lighter than the hot water heater that I just got. This is super overkill doing these headers in the wall, but I just wanted to be able to screw into some solid wood. And then the other thing I got done recently was that bathroom exhaust vent, which I already made a video about that. So one of the next decisions I'm gonna have to make, we're gonna get an apartment fridge that's gonna go right here. I need to figure out which one I wanna buy. We don't know if we wanna deal with the hassle of talking to someone on Craigslist and buying a used one on Craigslist, or just spend $100 or $200 more and buy one from compactappliance.com or something like that. So I'm not quite sure what we're going to do yet with regard to that, but that is the last appliance that we have to buy. The other thing I purchased is the recirculating vent that's going to go up there. Just opened it a couple hours ago, and I haven't taken a look at the measurements yet. The one thing I wanted to figure out is I have the box on the right side up there for the wires to provide power to it, and I don't know which side the wires come out on the back of the recirculating vent, or if it even matters. But that was the second to last appliance that I needed to purchase. And let's see, for the shower and the tub, I've already cut all the pieces out, just need to put it together and then fiberglass the inside of it. I already have the shower head, I already have the shower handle, I already have the tub outlet. I got it on Woot actually, I got a super slick deal on it, on the tub faucet. It's going to be a deck mounted faucet. It's going to be really ballin'. I mean, this tiny house is going to be fantastic. I know it's looked the same for a while, since I haven't been able to come out and do very many things. It's really moving along now, so the next thing is this hot water heater, routing the propane line from where the hot water heater is over the bathroom wall and down to where the camp stove is going to be. And the only other option I have, if I don't want to do that, is to just route it underneath the trailer and come only up through the floor right where I need it, as opposed to going through the wall. But what that would mean is I would need to start drilling some holes in the steel in the bottom of the trailer so I can run the CSST, that's corrugated stainless steel tubing made for propane and natural gas, through the reinforced beams underneath the trailer. I'd need to start drilling some holes through that. And I remember how rough it was drilling holes in the steel to get the walls mounted down into the trailer and get some lag bolts with carriage bolts. Some tough work again. And then getting the hole drilled for the bathroom vent, that was pretty hard. So getting the hole drilled for the water heater is going to be relatively difficult. These are the jokes. These are the things you must do when you build a tiny house. So I'm really looking forward to maybe 1.5 to 2 months of hard work, and I can get this thing done. I'm excited because my business is really taking off now, and Jessica is working as a personal assistant, and so we're both making enough money to come out here and dedicate, as long as I can manage my time wisely and do work maybe in the mornings and come out here in the afternoon. We have enough money finally to finish this house, which is really exciting. So I'm going to get the hot water heater in, get the propane lines in, and then move on to hanging the drywall and getting that done. And then this thing is going to be almost livable. Drywall, flooring, and then cabinets. It's pretty exciting. Sort of scary to me. I always have the most trouble on the last 20% of a project. The first 80% I can just blow right through, but the last 20% is really hard. Now this one, it was mainly a budget issue. We didn't have enough money to finish the house, and we finally fixed that problem. Getting this last bit done is sort of scary to me, and I can't even really explain why. It's sort of like I don't know what my next big project's going to be, so that makes me a little bit anxious. I will let you know what happens. Thank you for watching, and stay tuned on my YouTube channel and CaseyFriday.com. Sign up for email updates if you want to get email updates about the tiny house and other things going on in my life. Until next time, this is Casey from CaseyFriday.com. Thanks for watching.